Hi, I'm Lillian McMorris, and welcome to the Lillian McMorris Show. Today we're going to talk about something that's universal. And people are so upset because our young people, and the bad thing about it is we're seeing a lot of adults that are acting and reacting the same way. And the topic is bullying. And why? Why are our young people, they feel as though they can make someone do something else? Where do they get it from? They get it from adults because they see the same thing either in their homes, in their community, on television. Bullying seems to be the thing to do, but in all actuality, it's not. And we have someone in our community who has been there and knows the bad part and bad decisions and the consequences thereof. And he is trying to show, teach, and live what he's showing our young people. Bullying, anti-bullying. What not to do. And literally speaking the language, as one would say. And I'd like to welcome Big Keith.
Yay.
Hey, how are you, Keith Bowen?
Yay, I made
Keith.
it.
You made it. You made it back.
I made it back, definitely.
You
I made it back. Thank you
because
very much.
When we first met, here we go with this 20 years thing. About 20 years ago, you were with another organization and still doing some things in the community.
That's what I do.
And this, Bully Busters 702.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me, where'd you get that vision? Because the next time I saw you, after all the big hoo-ha, and then you disappeared for a moment. You got kids following you. You got kids.
I got them singing songs. I got them doing coloring. Be a buddy, not a bully. I got one story for you about a month ago.
Tell me a story.
When me and my wife was in the mall, a little girl ran up to me, Caucasian. Hi, Mr. Bully Bus. Her parent came and grabbed her. Grabbed her away from me. I was like, oh, don't worry. I was at her school. She was walking away. Be a buddy, not a bully. The parent was pulling her away from me, but I know when the parent got in the car,
right,
your daughter was happy.
Right.
It was just the way I looked. And see, that's why I tell a lot of the kids, like I am dressed now, everybody's different.
Correct.
You can't be, everybody's different. When I go into classes.
That doesn't make it wrong because you're different.
Thank you. So when the kids see me, it's not, like I was telling you earlier, it's not what you teach, it's how you teach it.
Exactly.
And me, the program is good because it's short and sweet, but it's what I bring to it because a lot of stuff comes out the house and we can do all we want in the community. So what I try to do when I work with the kids, I bring the parents in. I make them come. I got 2 co-ed basketball teams. I got the older kids, I got the young kids with the parents sign. They got to sign a Bully Buster form. The kids is here. You need to know where your kid is.
And who your kid is with.
Hello, my kid never went nowhere that I didn't know. Even the parents, when the kids used to come to my house, I said, give me your mother's number.
Right.
What's your dad's number?
Right.
Where you live? I need to know that, and that's what brought a lot of kids to me then with my son, little Keith. I raised him since he was 3 weeks old. So, I always kept him busy. That was my savior. I say that was my son was my savior because seeing him grow up, I had to change. I couldn't, your
Keep
kids.
on doing the same thing you were doing because you lost your son.
Yeah,
and that was your most important.
That was I didn't want to lose that. So with Bully Buses, it was so funny. 3 years ago, I just started seeing kids. You got to understand, kids that go to school and the kids that don't, they go to community centers. So they always run into each other.
That's right. That's right.
So
how come you wasn't in school today? Oh, I went blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah,
then
then
you
other
have
ones
to
that-
make a conscious decision. Do I
Yeah.
want to go with what he's doing or want to continue my education?
And then I got 2 separate in the gym. I got these guys over here and these guys over here. So I'm trying to figure out how can I get all these kids together and get them to do something. So I went around them, asked them what they like doing.
Okay.
Each one of them.
Okay.
Music, writing, art, basketball. So what I did, I started a program of each one of the things that them kids said they want to do. I started a program and let them run it. Had them feel like they was doing something, even though I was running it. But
Right. No.
yeah, I had them
Put
feeling
them
like
in charge with their peers.
Yeah, so they was like, hey, Big Keith. Then they start opening up to me and telling me about this bullying thing. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? If I put a program together, and I started this in the community centers first, before I even got to the schools,
Okay.
I said, if I put this in a program, you guys are going to have to help me work it. If you think about it, there's more of us than bullies. If we put bullies on one side and us, we would knock them out. But we have to be political now. We have to be nice. So we have to show them what to look out for. And like I said, a lot of it come out the house.
That's correct.
And if your mother and your father, you're seeing it all the time, you think it's normal. Then when you get outside, and that's how you show, if you got problems or something, first
That's
thing
how
you want
you
to do.
solve it because that's what you see.
You used to putting your hands on somebody. So now when I go, it's 3 things you can't do. I make it cool to say something. Even if it's coming out your house. You have to say something. Find somebody. Find 3 safe people. I always use safe people.
3 safe people. Okay.
And when I go to the schools, and now I'm doing grandparents, foster homes, I'm going, so wherever I'm at, I have them use them as the first safe person. Then I use your mother and your father, then your uncle, whoever you're close to. You have to talk to somebody.
Right.
So what I did, I made it cool to be cool. Say something.
Right.
Look out for each other. Look out for your friends. Because first of all, bullies don't work by themselves.
That's true. They're usually prompted by a group.
Yeah, and then what they do, they look around everybody and they see the nice people. They always get the nice people because I do this little skit where I put them in bully zone.
Okay.
And I tell the kids, I say, hey, you can say no. You can say no, leave me alone, or I'm gonna call an adult. But you got that choice. And I tell them, hey, I just got to your school. I'm a new basketball player. I'm a star player. You know I'm here. I need some help. I need some money. Can you help me? Some people will just help you because they're good-hearted.
Right.
But after you do that and the bully sees it, what he does...
You think you're weak.
Yeah, and what he do is go and tell other people. Next thing you know it, you got 3 or 4 people ask you for $1.
Right.
And what I do, I put it where they at right now. What they going through, and a lot of it is gossip. I put 50 kids in one room. I say something in one kid's ear, but I got
By the time you get down there, 10, it's totally
10,
destroyed.
5, 10. You being very
Total
modest.
misconception.
Yeah, and I do, like I said, I do what they going through.
Well, you have grown quite a bit from the community centers. Now you're in 15 schools.
Yep, I'm going on 20 now. After January, I'm going to take a break because my wife said I need to slow down a little bit. But right now, this is what I live for.
Correct.
I wake up in the morning, I go to radio, then I go to the schools, and I'm there. What I do, I go in classes, like 6 classes a day. I mean, I'm in the classes with the kids.
Okay.
Each class, so that means I got 15, maybe 20.
Right.
You know, some people want to do a big rally with me, which I like rallies. I like to do them at the end, but I like the kids to feel me
That
first.
one-on-one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sit down with 3 or 4.
Then you get the rally at the end, then you like partying, you know,
Yeah.
but this is what I need. And a lot of teachers,
And so you've got some great sponsors that believe in what you're doing
that is
within our
unbelievable.
community.
And one was Dallas Horton, was one of my first people.
Dallas Horton.
G. Dallas, he seen me, I'll never forget, I was at a fundraiser, a wrestling thing, and I had some Pepsi cups that Pepsi sent me. And he was looking at me, he's like, hey, call my office. Call his office on Tuesday. Ever since that, he's been sponsoring coloring books. Dallas got his bands, wherever I'm going on his commercials.
Wrapped. I mean, yeah,
my
it's
truck,
wonderful.
I got a light on. Oh, you ain't see the truck? I was going to bring it up here, but
Lord.
I got lights on. The truck look like the coloring book now.
Right.
Then I got a light on it.
I saw it at the radio station, actually.
Yeah, now Lieutenant Flynn, I got a little light on it now, because you know you're not supposed to have a light on your truck
Right,
unless
right.
you... So all of a sudden, I gave it was a notice 6 months ago. Then all of a sudden they said, hey, they called me on the phone and said, Big Keith, put your light on there. Don't worry about it. 702-292-5023 is the Bully Buster hotline, which is 24 hours.
Let's talk about this.
Okay.
I think this is fabulous.
Me too.
I do. You give each one of your kids a book, a coloring book.
Okay, the kids get the coloring book. The teachers
get this. Okay. And it says compliments of Clark County School District.
Yes.
And this is their Equity and Diversity Education Department.
Miss Dr. Prace, and I sat in church with her for 6 months next to her in church. And she was looking at me, and she's like, you Big Keith? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you need to come down to the school. I need to talk to you. Dr. Prace sat me down. I sat in front of about 12 people.
That's her. That is her.
Did my pitch. She called me in. Next thing you know, gave me my paperwork. She said, you come in and work with us. So now, probably after January, I'll be a consultant for the school district, going in there and help. She gave me my paperwork, everything. She said, Big Keith, because I did the work already. I try to tell people when you come to Vegas, Vegas is a place you have to start working. You can't say, I want. You have to go out and do it. And then you got to be 100% in it. I had to make that choice.
Right.
I can't go to strip clubs, do a lot of stuff, party no more. Can't do it no more.
Because you got kids watching.
I got kids watching me, and a parent will be there with me. They'll be there with me, but still, I won't see them kids no more.
And then they can condemn you when you're in the classroom because you were in the strip club with them. So you have to carry yourself in a certain manner. I know.
And a couple of buddies.
I've been in the community for years. I know.
And that's why it was all the way in, or I can't come.
Exactly. Now, I love the way this is broken down. Chapter 1 is name calling. Chapter 2 is gossip, of which you spoke about. Chapter 3 is put down. Condemning somebody, bully questions, humiliation, stealing, physical bullying, tormenting, internet bullying, and what you can do about it.
What's so good when you open that up, each one, when I leave it for the teacher, if you look at the bottom, it has the bully points.
Right, I see.
Teacher can ask
and it has
the
a questions and discussion.
I set it all up nice and easy for them.
And it's very easy for the teacher to help you help the children. And then, of course, this is just, it's just colorful, it's beautiful, but the message you go in and do is, I'm sorry, can we be friends? You know, after maybe you've done something.
But I got another story for you.
Okay,
2 weeks ago.
briefly.
2 weeks ago, in the lady's house, she called me, Big Keith, I need you to come see my son. He's just being disrespectful. I walked in the house, he was sitting on the couch smoking a cigarette. 11 years old. So I said, man, can you put the cigarette out? I looked over at her, she was doing this. See, that's what I'm talking about. He don't want to listen to nobody. So I looked at her, I said, dude, can you look in the mirror and see what's going on here?
Right,
She's like, don't do what I do what I say. No,
that's
don't
not
do
the
that.
generation anymore,
They don't do that
unfortunately.
no more.
Bully Buster 702. Big Keith is in our community. He's in our schools. He is in our community centers. And he is helping our kids realize that you don't have to be a bully. And if you're dealing with a bullying situation, he'll show you and teach you how to deal with it. Talk to somebody. Have your safe people. Somebody
That's
that
the
you can
main
go talk
thing.
to.
Safe people, and please let me give you this. This is our
Oh,
official Bully Buster bags
thank
from Southpaw.
you.
They sent us
All
over
right.
1,000 bags that
Look
we
at
go to the
that.
school.
Sponsored by
It's
Bully Buster
waterproof.
702.
And Dallas Horton, and that at the bottom is for Southpaw. They're the clothes, you know, they do all the
Right,
clothes.
right.
They seen I was doing it, sent me 1,000 bags.
You know what? Let me give you the telephone number. Bully Buster 702. Big Keith has been our guest. And if you want to learn more about Bully Busters, you want him to come to maybe a special session that you have as a volunteer, you know, give him a call. And all of you young people that are listening, if you have a problem, and a lot of it happens on the internet, so you need to be aware of what you can do to protect yourself. 702-292-5023. That's 702-292-5023. You see, I can look right here on my bracelet. You can get one too, or a coloring book. And all of you teachers, if you're not involved in the Bully Buster 702 program, give a call. He'll be happy to deliver some of these and go over some of the things that you can talk to your students. Big Keith, thank you so much for being a part of our
Thank you.
program and talking to our community about what you do.
I'm not going to stop. I'm just getting started.
Absolutely, and we want you to keep on doing what you do. Because the young people in our community, they need it.
That's it.
That's Bully Buster 702. Big Keith has been our guest. I'm Lillian McMorris, and for more information on Bully Busters, again, you can give them a call at 702-292-5023. I'm Lillian McMorris. This is the Lillian McMorris Show, and we thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.